residents of Harlem are still feeling the effects of the recent citywide uprising of the group known as the Underground. While the Roxxon Corporation deals with a rash of lawsuits, newly elected City Councilwoman Rio Morales addressed the media yesterday to make a plea for additional public funds to assist with the...
Vitals are good, circulatory system healthy, brain activity normal.
He's been in there long enough.
Mr. Osborne, I understand he's your son, but his
I want him
disease could...
out, Kurt.
But we may be underestimating the potential danger.
I said, get him out! Now!
Goodbye, Finn. Hey, Ma. You busy?
Not too busy. What's going on?
I just left Trinity Church. I was thinking about Finn. And
Tell me about it.
she saved my life. And yours. Everybody's. But she's the one who put us in danger in the first place. After seeing what happened to Rick, I get why she did it.
People are messy. Take your Uncle Aaron. He's the reason Krieger's in jail. And he helped us get people out of Harlem. But every time I look at him, I think of all the pain he put your dad through.
Yeah.
You don't need to make a judgment on Finn's life, mijo. Or her death. Just remember who she was, and why you loved her.
You always know what to say.
That's my job. Call me back if you need me. Entiende?
Sí. Te quiero. Really need to sleep. Just a quick nap. It's a clue for a scavenger hunt. Dad and I used to do these. Did she make a new one? I'm gonna check this out. See what Mom put together. Should get out of here. Check out the History Museum. Been to the museum in forever. I think the last time was with Finn and Dad. Those trips are really fun. It's weird to think about now.
Oh man, that's great. I mean, he'd love that. Gonna tell him now. You're a good one, Spider-Man. See you soon.
Tails great, man. Love that guy. Okay, Natural History Museum. Clue on the postcard said, facing the park with the world on our shoulders. We guard the next clue.
Love your new suit, Spider-Man.
There's a statue of 4 guys holding a globe at the Central Park entrance. Might be what that clue means.
Holiday, Spider-Man. New profile pic. Sorry, man. Jeez. I'm just gonna go. How's it going? Ooh, selfie? I'll get your good side. Thanks. Yeah, I'll tag you. Same time next week?
Great news. Roxxon's prototype labs in Manhattan are kaput, and so are their reactors.
Finally, with the labs and Krieger gone, feels like Roxxon's butt has been firmly kicked.
I bet they'll be staying out of sight for a while.
Good, because I don't want to drain any more reactors.
You said it, buddy. But I'm glad we were able to do this together.
Me too. Until our next adventure?
Which'll probably be 5 minutes from now, right?
Okay, Natural History Museum. Clue on the postcard said, facing the park. This one's of the Empire State Building. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes. There's a flash drive attached.
Hey, big man. Happy birthday.
Oh my God. Dad.
Scavenger hunt seemed like a fun way to celebrate 16. Tour down memory lane. Remember that summer you and Finn forced me to take you to the museum every... Weekend. Here's a secret. I love those trips. Used to be I felt guilty you didn't have any siblings. Things with your uncle are tough, man. But I would have never made it to 18 without him. Anytime I'd see you with Finn, I'd feel less guilty. You have a sister. Her. Finn, and now Genki, you'll always have family in your life. Love you lots, big man. See you at the next one.
Wow. I haven't heard his voice in so long. I hope he left more messages with the rest of the scavenger hunt.
Hey, sleepyhead. Did you find my note?
Yeah. Followed the clue. And just heard Dad. Did you do all this?
Just the setup. Your dad made the clues last year. I know it's been tough since the move. Thought hearing from him could help.
It does. Gracias, Ma.
De nada. Have fun with him. And remember, I'm here if you need me, Miles. You can tell me anything. Te quiero.
Te quiero. Empire State Building. Let's check the clue. High atop the Empire State, you'll find a pair of blind eyes. Maybe the clue's about the binoculars on the observation platform.
Spider-Man, hey! Thanks for saving the city!
Modern Art Museum in Greenwich. I remember that place. Find the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up.
5th grade field trip. Empire State Building. I chaperoned. Never agreed to wrangle a bus full of 10-year-olds, son. Took us 3 hours to get here, and when we did, who showed up? The webhead himself. That vulture. As soon as we stepped off the elevator, we had to turn right back around again and evacuate. The thing I remember most, though, you wanted to stay. Told me, Spider-Man needs our help, Dad. You're a born hero, Miles. Don't ever lose that fighting spirit. See you at the next one.
Born hero. I think I learned to be a hero from watching Dad. I miss him. Especially now.
Hey, Miles. I'm catching up on... yikes. Kind of a backlog after being away for a few weeks.
No rest for the Spider-Man?
Nope. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna be swinging behind you, constantly looking over your shoulder now that I'm back. I trust you. And I have some stuff I should take care of.
Like what? Can I help?
I need to find a job. Freelancing with the Bugle was great, but I'd like something steady.
Have you thought about teaching? You're pretty good at it.
Honestly, no. No. Maybe. I'll think about it. Call you soon.
Hey, good to see you. Been telling everyone how you saved Spider-Man.
You ready to swing, Spider-Cat?
You two look great. Get out there and stop some crimes, you two.
If you ever wanted to stop an out-of-control helicopter, check the marker.
day to talk,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Me so.
Got places to be.
Spider-Man
Hope
coming
you
through.
enjoyed it.
Okay, here's the Modern Art Museum. I'm the fossil hiding among the modern. Don't forget to look up.
Whoa, light's bad. Move left.
Return these clothes without my sister finding out.
Johnny and,
Spider-Man, over here!
You guys like go out on team-ups? Cause that sounds freaking rad.
Oh, do the hand thing! Yeah!
Hey, doesn't the museum keep a fossil on the balcony facing the river? Worth a look.
Can't believe Fisk was trying to move into Harlem. So glad I stopped him.
Next clue. Boom. Looks like I'm going to CODB's. Where money is king, you'll find great tunes hanging among the lights.
I had to practically drag you and Finn to the Modern Art Museum the first time you came. What do we care about splotchy paintings? But the moment I knew, we had to show you kids that there were different ways of looking at the world. Sometimes radically different. When I saw you two in front of that psychedelic Angela Davis portrait, heads craned up and all, I knew you got it. All that orange and gold. Don't think you ever realized the world could look that way. But you look that way. Like, deeply. Proud of you making it this far. Let's see how you do it the next time.
Ben and I talked about that trip for months afterwards. Mom and Dad really knew how to inspire.
Hey y'all, it has been a good week for Harlem. Spider-Man stopped the Tinkerer, Rio Morales was elected to city council, Roxxon Plaza is closed for good, and Simon Krieger is in jail. Woo! Bonus, I passed my citizenship test with flying colors! Still love you, China. Gonna miss your candy. Okay, back to business. In an attempt to save face, Roxxon's board released all of Krieger's personal documents. Memos, emails, real fun stuff. I'm combing through those docs, and waiting to hear Triple J eat crow on air, I'll be playing unreleased, pre-recorded casts. Fresh material coming in a few weeks, and in the meantime, remember to sing to your plants while you water them. Seriously, I love it. Okay, bye. See you soon.
All right, CODBs, let's hunt. Hanging among the lights.
Thanks for the distraction.
What's up, Spidey 2?
Here we go. Lobster Bill's, Dad's favorite restaurant. Nestled beneath Vincent lives a monster of a good meal.
Spent half my youth at CODBs with your uncle. Every musician you love played at this cramped little stage. Aaron even got up there once himself. Didn't do half bad either. When he finally told me about his night job, this is where he took me, to soften the blow. But it poisoned the place for me. Never took you here because of it. I regret that. You love it, just like I do. So, how about this? Find a show you want to see. Anything, my treat. Come out here and the old man will show you how he used to bust a move. Next crew's all yours, guys.
I was gonna bring me to a show. Need a minute after hearing that.
FYI, there's a helicopter out of control near you, according to the app.
Lobster Bill's, holy ground for Dad. Nestled. I know this place. The art space on the Upper East Side. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate.
Woo! Boy, Lobster Bill's. Home away from home. Always reminded me of the Graham's kitchen down south. Took your mom here on our first date. And just about every date after that. Even once when she was pregnant with you. And she went into labor right before dessert. I blame you. She was less of a fan after that. But I'm not gonna lie, son. Some of those nights working late, oh yeah, I'm stopping in for some fries. Don't tell your mom.
Mom totally knew he was stopping here. Let him have his secret. They were a good team.
I pride myself on truth, integrity, and facts. I've been tough on this new Spider-Man since the disaster on Braithwaite Bridge. For good reason. The kid screwed things up so bad, even the original model would have blushed redder than his costume. The classic one, not that ugly new thing. But today, I must also acknowledge that the city is rallying around this youngster and proclaiming him a hero. With an unstable energy source on the verge of wiping Harlem off the map, this youthful Spider reportedly stepped in and saved lives. Or at least that's what his supporters want us to think. The real truth is that none of this would have happened if he hadn't donned a ridiculous suit and started swinging willy-nilly around the city, performing reckless acts of violence. Hero? More like zero? Ha! Jared, open up the lines. I want to hear from those who agree with me. Jared? I said open up the lines. What do you mean they're open? Well, something must be wrong. Folks, we're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Are those boots?
There's the art space. Okay. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate. There's the art space. Okay. No letter enters this artsy castle without stopping at the gate. Oh, C.J. Walker Park. I knew this place, up in Harlem. Beneath the hoop where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end. Man, not ready for this to be over.
Middle school graduation. You and Finn. It felt like a royal coronation when we saw the art space building. Your mom and I were so proud. Our son and our almost daughter graduating at the top of their class. I know it made you sad. Both of you go to different high schools. But Miles, I'll tell you, the friendships you make when you're young, real ones, those last. You and Finn will find each other again. Maybe a few years down the line, maybe a few decades. One clue left. Bet you can't wait to get to the end.
Yeah, Finn and I did find each other again. Just not the way Dad thought. This is it. C.J. Walker Park. Beneath the hoop, where you learn to fly, your journey comes to an end.
Must be nice to not have to take the train. My turn. Step. Let's go. Let's go. That's quick. Quick. Yes.
This hoop here. This is where I dunked for the first time. This is the last one. Man, so many memories.
And so we come to the end. C.J. Walker Park. Remember when we played ball here in the summers? Your uncle showed you how to take it to the rack. Well, I demonstrated how to throw it down with authority. Don't think I'll ever forget watching you and Finn trying to alley-oop to your mom. This place reminds me that as crazy as life gets, only one thing really matters. The people you love. You Your mom, Finn, Genki, even your uncle. Keep the folks you care about close to your heart, and you'll never go wrong. Happy birthday, big man. You are my reason for being brave.
City's got your back, Spidey.
Oh, man. I was not ready for that.
Hey, Miles, what's up?
Hey, Mom. Just finished the scavenger hunt. Thank you so much for putting it together. For a little while, it was like he was back.
You never left me. I love you.
I love you, Mom.
Miles! I did it! I figured it out!
How to safely split an atom from the comfort of your own home?
That's next on my to-do list. No, speed nonagon. Collision model is updated, projectile physics is fixed, frame rate stabilized. It's awesome now.
Which means I can play it?
It still needs textures. Sound effects, music, VO.
I'll write the music. I could probably do sound effects too.
First we improve and design our own spider suit. Now we build a mobile game empire? We're unstoppable.
Never doubted it. I'm out doing spider things, but when I get home, I'll set up a task board, start tracking sound effects you'll need. Ooh, and sketching out a score.
Yeah, woo! Can you feel that? That's me fist bumping you from afar. Later, dude.
Your dad and I fell asleep listening to this sound every night when we were kids. It's got a good beat.
Okay. Something rhythmic that was around when Dad and Uncle Aaron were little. I think it's back there.
Can you give me spider power?
Maybe something mechanical?
Other Spider-Man's way better.
There's a subway line near here. I love that rhythm, but the court usually clears out at night. Yeah, that's it.
You probably don't know this, Dad and I grew up not far from here, before we moved to Brooklyn in high school. Hearing the clatter of the wheels, the squealing when the trains turn or stop, always makes me think of me and Dad's late night talks. Mostly about what we wanted to be when we grew up. I wanted to be a spacer. Dad's dream changed. Doctor, firefighter, social worker. But he always wanted to help me.
Yeah, sounds like Dad.
You know me. Last minute shopping is usually and walking away. What?
Your mom lived here right after college. You know that? She and your dad were dating. 3 of us spent a lot of time here. We got used to this soft, steady beat.
Soft beat.
We need to show the underground who's boss.
Rhythm. Yeah, it's subtle, but a good beat.
Things were good back then. Felt like they'd be good for it. Your mom got her first gig as a teacher. Your dad was new to being a cop, and I just started calling myself proud. I figured we all kept secrets about our jobs. Couldn't last, though. Dad's job and mine crossed paths too often.
Man, Uncle Aaron, if you would have been anything else, my mom and dad would have supported you all the way.
This one was all your dad's idea. You need something that's always in this park. Quiet on their own, loud in a group.
Loud in a group? Maybe. But it's probably too quiet to work well. I mean, hot dog vendors would be loud in a group, but I don't think that's right. Probably something you'd always find here, like birds or trees or... No, not trees. There's a lot of birds around here. Maybe?
Look, it's the guy who destroyed millions of dollars in Roxxon's private property.
Pretty sure it's behind me.
Every nutjob with a mask thinks they're a hero.
You fake Spider-Man.
Not this way.
Vanished into thin air!
How did Dad record this? Was he a pigeon whisperer?
This was way back, before high school. We were hanging in the park one day, and someone dropped a hot dog. You know how that goes. The place was swarming with pigeons. Dad stopped cold. He said, "Aaron, man, that's me." Listen, next day we were crawling all over Manhattan looking for beats. Like you are now.
I remember the first time they showed me how to sample. Uncle Aaron had the gear, and Dad had the ear for music.
Hey, App says thieves are breaking in.
This is a good one. Me and your dad used to hang around here. Listen while the whole station came alive. That's what you need.
There's something at the station.
I think hanging around here is how your dad got the idea to be a cop. I said, man, you're not uptight enough for that job. You wanted to make things better from the inside. Pretty sure he died trying.
You did make things better, Dad. So will I.
Hey, bro. I read MJ's front pager about some Karya.
Not while you were swinging, I hope. Sorry. Scolding mentor mode, downshifting. What did you think of the article?
The article was great.
Times Square. Easy to find someone in the crowd here. Or lose them. Sound you need's like an electric current.
A current? Could cheat it with venom. Nah.
Look!
My boyfriend is not.
Pretty sure it's behind me. Yeah, I voted for Morales.
Honestly,
volunteered to go door to...
Electric.
Nah, getting too far away.
Thanks for the distraction.
Not this way.
Oh, that's cool. Love how alive that feels.
After I started calling myself a problem, met my first client right under this sun. Neon flag's hard to miss. The crowd makes it easy to blend in. She wanted me to steal a painting. I looked across the square, saw your dad looking back at me. He never said anything, just turned and left. He didn't know everything, just that I was a thief. That was enough. I think he saw where we were headed long before I did.
If he would have tried to act right sooner, he would have forgiven you. No, he would have.
This sound always feels like someone celebrating, even when it's just telling time. Your dad thought so too, so we had to include it.
A sound that tells time. Okay.
Media?
Not gonna find it over here.
Should you be just standing here like that?
Already, jeez!
Hey, you wanna...
He said it sounded like a celebration. That's it. Ringing on...
Hear those bells? I remember the last time I was here. Your dad had just graduated from the police academy. I didn't go to the ceremony, so I met him here after. Bought us milkshakes. Strawberry for him, peanut butter for me. Don't know why I remember that. He said he couldn't cover for me anymore if I got in trouble. I told him I was done with that life. I was lying, but he believed me for a while. Or at least least pretended to.
Man, things got complicated between them.
Miles, there's a helicopter doing some dangerous flying near you. You're back. So, what'd you think of MJ's Simcaria story?
The article was great. The pictures? Eh. Where'd they get this Peter Parker guy?
I'm sure MJ asks herself that all the time.
So how was the trip? Did you have to suit up while you were out there?
Nah, Sable handled it like a champ. Her and her wild pack. I mostly got to stand around taking pictures.
Sounds like a nice break. As much as a work trip can be.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling refreshed and ready to do some next-level Spider-Manning. And clean out the gutters at my house.
This plaza and the blocks around it are alive with sound. What you're looking for is light, distinct.
Light, huh? Okay. Something distinctive. I think it's back there. Nah, getting too far away.
Supposed to know that new form was so toxic. Roxxon said it was clean. Yeah, I know.
Probably something you don't usually hear in the city. They don't. Yeah. Wind chimes. That sounds good.
This plaza is where I had my first job. I was fresh out of high school. Didn't have the gear or the mask. Guy paid me to mug his boss. Rough him up, take everything in his wallet. Your dad found out. He stood under those wind chimes yelling at me for an hour. He never told our folks. He made me promise I'd stop stealing. Wish I kept my word. Deserve better.
I wish you had too. Maybe you and Dad would have stayed close. You and I will be okay, too. Man.
Pete! Hey, sorry about that. So it was a relaxing work trip?
Oh yeah. Feeling refreshed and ready to do some next-level Spider-Man. And clean out the gutters at my house. Being a homeowner is glamorous, let me tell you.
Sounds like it. I'll let you go. Talk soon.
Have fun with this one. I had a repeat client I always met here. Got real used to waiting. Listen, hearing this sound running on a tight schedule.
A sound on a schedule.
You hear about the new Spider-Man?
Sound of something on a schedule. Whoa, alliteration. If I were Uncle Aaron sitting and listening, what would I hear? Fairy horns. That's right.
The client I met here used to take the ferry over from Jersey. Work for him was good money. Got busted. He's how your dad found out about the problem. Not that it was me, but the Pete was making it big in New York. And your dad volunteered for the case. I could feel him closing in. I had to try and guess which would be worse. I told you. Caught me.
That'd be me. I don't know what I'd do. That can't be the only reason Dad cut him off. Not if he fessed up. Just wasn't Dad.
Hey, young blood. You got almost everything you need for the track. You just unlocked the spot where you can find the last piece. Hope it works for you.
The place where I fought him? Doesn't have the best memories, Uncle Aaron.
Hey, young blood. You got almost everything you need for the track. You just unlocked the spot where you could find the last piece. Hope it works for you.
The place where I fought him? Doesn't have the best memories, Uncle Aaron. Whoa! I'm kinda jealous of his lair. The lab. The basement thing. Uncle Aaron's got tabs all over the city. He must have been building his network for years. My mom bought him this at a flea market. It was a joke about... can't remember. Sequencer? Sampler? Vintage? Oh, has to be him and Dad's equipment. He was always way better at guitar than me. Always making upgrades. I definitely got my suit patching skills from Uncle Aaron. Maybe I should take a few swings. Nah, I'd probably break it. He used to come to our place for dinner all the time. Guess he never learned to cook. Use the sounds. frequency lock? Something new every day.
Hey, kid. Hope the suit fits. You asked why me and your dad stopped talking. He was investigating the Prowler. It led him to my clients, people like Simon Krieger, Wilson Fisk. Dad couldn't afford to make enemies like that. Not with you and Rio in the picture. So I told him. Hoped he'd back off, and he did. For good. He didn't want me around. Didn't want you to turn out like me. Hope this suit helps you be better. Take care, Spider-Man.
Thank you, Uncle Aaron, for everything.
On this very special episode, I'm joined by newly elected Councilwoman Rio Morales of Harlem, who has been instrumental in the effort to scale back Roxxon's expansion plans following the revelations that they endangered New Yorkers with their highly unstable energy source, Newfold. Welcome, Councilwoman.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Jameson. I have to say, I was surprised when you reached out to my office.
My producer, Jared, was insistent that we have you on. Something about needing to broaden our demographics, especially after your recent appearance on another, much less popular show.
Oh, yeah. Danica Hart was wonderful.
My listeners would like to know, how do you plan to bring prosperity to your community? I think I speak for everyone when I say it's an area that has struggled for quite some time.
True prosperity isn't brought in from outside by huge faceless corporations. It comes from sustained investment in the people that make our community so special. It's true that folks here have struggled.
I heard you saved Camila from some lowlifes. Bravo. Something